Hi, my name is Utokia Langley, and I am so excited because today I am going to be making a dessert, and I love sweet stuff. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a recipe for what I call sweet potato poppers. And they're little tiny shells filled with sweet potato, and we're going to top them with a coconut Philadelphia cream cheese icing. And it's going to be great. I know you're going to love it. Right. So let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take your 4 sweet potatoes, your medium-sized sweet potatoes, and you're going to put them in a pot, and you're going to peel, well, first you'll peel them. You'll peel them, and then you're going to boil them for about 30 minutes until they're nice. You can just stick a fork in them, and you'll know that they're done because the fork will just sink right on in. Okay? And then what you'll do is you'll take your sweet potatoes and you'll just put it inside a bowl. Okay? Now all we're going to do, this is a really simple recipe, because we're just going to be doing a lot of dumping, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I have my sweet potatoes in my bowl already, and they're still hot, okay? Not too hot, but they're warm. And I'm going to pour my 1 stick of melted butter. And by the way, I use unsalted butter, okay? So I'm just going to pour that right on in, okay? I'm also going to pour in my 1 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. Ooh, look at all that sweetness. Looks good. Okay, I'm going to use about a couple teaspoons of the vanilla extract. Okay. I'm also going to use a couple teaspoons of the ground cinnamon. Okay. Next, I'm going to use about just a teaspoon of the nutmeg, because the nutmeg is a little strong. So we're just going to use about a teaspoon of that. And then I'm just going to give it a pinch of salt, because we do have a lot of sweetness. Okay, so just give it a pinch of salt. And so from here, all I'm going to do is take my mixer, and I'm going to mix these ingredients in. Now, be careful with this, because remember, your sweet potatoes are hot. So you want to start off on low, number 1, the lowest you can get, because you don't want it to splatter and burn you. Okay, oh, and by the way, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, because we're going to bake our phyllo dough with the sweet potato. Okay? So I'm just going to mix this up. Oh, looks good. All right. Okay. So it doesn't need a lot, as you can see, just a couple of seconds, maybe about 30 seconds, and you want a really smooth, creamy consistency. And the best thing to do when you're cooking is to always taste your ingredients. That way you know you have it just right. So I just want to taste this. Oh my goodness, wow. Oh wow, this is so good. Oh my goodness, it's so good. Okay, so these are perfect. So all that I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill my phyllo dough shells. And again, these are pre-made, so they're already formed for you, nice and cute. And what I've done is I've taken a baking dish, and I've lined it with some aluminum foil, and I just placed the phyllo dough shells on the foil. And I've also sprayed it with some Pam, so that the dough doesn't stick to the aluminum foil. Is bring your sweet potato mixture over, and you just want to scoop some in each little shell. And I don't know about you, but I love sweet potatoes. It's one of my most favorite parts of Thanksgiving. Even if I have some of the yams as a side dish, I always still dip into the sweet potato pie, because I love this stuff. I really can't get enough of it. And the great thing about these little poppers is that with just these 4 medium-sized sweet potatoes and the other ingredients that we've put in here, you can make, oh my goodness, an upwards of like 50 of these. So if you're having an event, you'll be sure to satisfy everyone 5 or 10 times over. All right. So now I'm going to take these sweet potato poppers, and I am going to put them in the oven. Remember, our oven is on 350 degrees. The wonderful thing is that we're just going to leave this in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Quick enough for you? I think so. All right, so let's put these beauties in. 350 degrees. All right, these are gorgeous. All right. Now, while those are in the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes, we are going to whip us up a wonderful coconut Philadelphia whipped cream cheese icing that is going to go on top of our sweet potato poppers. You're going to love it. Watch me. Hey, now it's time to make our coconut and whipped Philadelphia cream cheese icing that's going to go on top of our sweet potato poppers. This is going to be the ultimate on top of the ultimate. So I hope that you enjoy it. It's really simple to make. And again, all we have is some Philadelphia whipped cream cheese. We have some powdered sugar. We have some vanilla extract. And then we have some coconut flakes. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to put all of our ingredients, except for the coconut flakes, into a bowl. Okay? And we're going to be using 12 ounces of the Philadelphia whipped cream cheese. So as you can see here, I have 2 of the 8 ounce. So I'm going to use 1 1/2. I'm going to add my powdered sugar. Just dump it right on in. And then just about 2 tablespoons of the vanilla extract. All right. So all I'm going to do from here is just take my mixer again, and again, we did dump in the powdered sugar, which could just go everywhere. So you want to start off with 1, okay? So we're going to slowly start this up. So mix it up until it's nice and whipped. Okay, so now once it's creamy and it's smooth in consistency, you want to just scrape all of the sides just to make sure you have all of that powdered sugar mixed into your whipped Philadelphia cream cheese and your vanilla extract. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do with our icing is I'm just going to pour in our coconut flakes, and we're just going to fold these in. And the reason we're putting these in last and folding them in is because I want that flake consistency. I didn't want to grind it down, so that when you bite into this beautiful icing, you taste that sweet coconut and the flakes are obvious. And when you crunch down on it, it'll be nice and good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take just a pastry bag, okay? And I'm just going to put the icing inside my bag. Okay, so my icing is ready. Let's go see if my poppers are ready. All right. What you want to do is when you take this out of the oven, before you put your icing on top, you want to just let the sweet potato poppers cool down for about 5 or 10 minutes so that when you put your icing on top, it doesn't start to melt. All right, now it's time for the fun part. We're going to put our whipped coconut Philadelphia cream cheese icing on top of our sweet potato poppers. Now, again, you know, I am not a professional baker, but this is pretty simple to use. So all we're going to do is we have our tip sticking out, and we're just going to squeeze it, and we're going to go clockwise around the popper. Oops. All right, beautiful. Now that our beautiful sweet potato poppers with our creamy coconut whipped Philadelphia cream cheese icing is all done, it's time for me to taste it. My favorite part. All right. So the reason I decided to call these sweet potato poppers is basically it's tiny and it has a burst of flavor, and I can just pop it right in my mouth. So here goes. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Thank you, Paula Dean, and thank you to Kraft and Philadelphia Cream Cheese for giving us all this opportunity. I hope to possibly see you in Savannah. And until next time, I'll see you later. Have fun.